Alright, in this video what I'm going to go through is how to submit a shelf report job, and we're going to run a report job by range. And so this is on these instructions here are located under Managing Physical Resources. And from this page here, if you click on Manage Physical Item Inventory using Shelf Reporting, and you scroll down a little bit, it'll take you to the instructions. And so this is what we're doing right now. And we're going to enter the call number range, and we're going to define the location in the library that we're running a report on. And what we have done is we've scanned in a bunch of barcodes into a text file. And this is what the text file looks like. It's just basically a file that contains a list of barcodes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Resources, Shelf Report, and we're going to select Hightower. The location is second floor stacks, and we're going to select our file right here. And then we're going to enter the call number type, which is Library of Congress, and our from call number and our to call number. And so the E's begin right here at E45, and they end at E908.3. And the next thing we do is click on Submit, and we'll get a message that tells us that the shelf report job is going to compare the 2,229 barcodes in the text file with the items that are in the Alma repository. And you'll see that the job is, the status is always initializing at first. You can hit refresh and you'll see that the job is running. And depending on how big the file is, it can take a few minutes before it finishes. And what you can do is click on refresh and keep clicking that, and eventually it'll finish and you'll see a page that looks like this, and you'll go to history, and if you're successful you'll get a message that says completed successfully. You can open up the report, and it tells you that it processed all the records without any errors. And to see the list of shelf reports, click on Analysis, and you'll see that it's telling us that 2,166 of those are in place. There's 220 that are missing but marked in place. 51 are on the shelf but not in place. 12 known items not in place, 13 on shelf but out of range or set, and there are no barcodes with no matched item. And so these are the results. For the missing items but marked in place, this is more than 50 items, and so what you have to do is create an itemized set in order to create an Excel report. So we're going to give it a file name and click Save, and that adds it to our list of sets. And what we're going to do is click on Members, and at this point the order of the columns in the Excel report depend on what you have selected as your default setting here. So I have the title first, followed by the call number, barcode, the creator, and the permanent location. And you can customize that view by selecting or deselecting the different fields that you see here. And so the ones that I have checked are displayed in the order that I have listed them right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Export List Excel Current View because I don't need all of the fields. And then you'll click Enable Editing. And what I do here is I go through and I just delete some of the columns that I don't need, such as library unit. And I have found that it is a good idea to keep the permanent location column in the off chance that one of these says Gilbo instead of second floor stacks, or some other location, so that is actually useful. And I do wrap text, and basically I just clean this up a little bit. And so this is an example of what the report looks like after I clean it up. I give it a header and indicate what's LC range it is, and the location, second floor stacks, and the date I ran the report. And then after that I save it in the InDrive, and then I add it to OneDrive here. And I've been adding these to a folder called Inventory Reports, and I have a folder for each of the LC ranges, or I will when I'm done. So this is missing items but marked in place. And then I just basically go through the rest of the jobs, and I add them just like I showed you there. The next one right here, items on shelf but marked not in place, you're going to have to create a set for that because that's more than 50. And so anything that's more than 50 items, you'll have to go and create an itemized set and then export it to an Excel file.